stop. Before you keep scrolling, I need you to think about one person right now. Someone in your life who calls themselves your friend, your supporter, maybe even someone who says they love you. Got them in your head? Good, because by the end of this video, you're either going to feel relieved or you're going to feel sick. There are people in your life right now who secretly can't stand to see you win. Not strangers, not enemies, people you eat with, people you laugh with, people you trust. And they have 3 behaviors they cannot hide, no matter how hard they try. Behavior number 1. They show up harder for your failures than your wins. Think about it carefully. When something goes wrong for you, they're suddenly everywhere. Calling, texting, "I'm here for you." Warm, present, caring. But when something goes right, silence, or a reaction that feels just slightly off. A compliment that somehow leaves you feeling worse than before. And, oh wow, good for you. That has 0 energy behind it. This isn't a coincidence. This is psychology. When you fail, you go back to their level. And that feels comfortable to them. Safe. When you win, you move ahead. And that feeling, that's unbearable for someone who secretly resents your growth. They don't celebrate your wins because your wins remind them of everything they haven't done. Everything. They're afraid they never will. Behavior number 2. They give you advice designed to keep you exactly where you are. Be realistic. That's too risky. I just don't want to see you get hurt. Are you sure you're ready for that? It sounds like wisdom. It sounds like concern. It is neither. Real support looks like, "That's terrifying and I believe in you anyway." Real support doesn't arrive right at the moment your belief is highest and quietly deflate it. The advice that comes exactly when you're about to take a leap and lands just hard enough to make you hesitate. That is not love. That is fear. Their fear. Wearing the costume of your protection. Because if you take the leap and you fly, then what does that say about them? About every leap they never took, every dream they buried because they told themselves it wasn't possible. Your courage makes their cowardice visible, and they will never forgive you for that. Behavior number 3. Watch what happens to their energy when you talk about your life going well. Not what they say, what their body does. The eyes that drift to the phone, the subject that suddenly changes, the posture that shifts, the smile that appears 1 second too late and disappears 1 second too early. The human body cannot fully perform emotions it doesn't feel, not for long, not under pressure. So when you're sharing something exciting, something you're proud of, and the person across from you goes slightly quiet, slightly distant, slightly somewhere else entirely, that is not distraction. That is envy trying to hide itself in plain sight. And you've felt it before. That uncomfortable moment where you stopped yourself mid-sentence because the energy in the room changed and you didn't know why. You knew why. You just didn't want to believe it. Now, here's what I need you to understand. These people are not monsters. They're not villains. Most of them don't even fully realize what they're doing. They are simply people in pain. People who never dealt with their own wounds. People whose self-worth is so fragile that someone else winning feels like them losing. Understanding this doesn't mean you accept it. It doesn't mean you keep giving them access to your dreams, your plans, your vulnerabilities. It means you make a quiet decision. Not a dramatic confrontation, not a big speech, just a quiet internal shift where you decide, This person no longer gets a front row seat to my life. You don't hate them. You don't expose them. You just protect yourself. Silently. Completely. Because the most powerful thing you can do to someone who secretly wants you to fail is succeed anyway. Loudly, unapologetically, without explaining yourself to anyone. Now, you know the 3 behaviors, and somewhere in your mind right now, a face appeared. Maybe it appeared during behavior 1, maybe behavior 2, maybe all 3. You already know who it is. You've known for a while. You just needed someone to finally give you permission to trust what you already felt. This is that permission. Next video, we go deeper. The psychology behind why you keep trusting people who hurt you over and over again. Why your brain is literally wired to ignore the red flags. That one is going to change everything.